Thank you, Allie. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. As Allie said, I am Cathy Fanning. I'm the chair of the Pharmaceutical Development Committee. Our committee is made up of volunteers with backgrounds in medicine and some healthcare or drug development background. In fact, Jesse and I are the two lone pharma industry experts in the group. I spent most of my career at Johnson & Johnson, and Jesse has been an executive at several biotech companies in his career. The role of the committee is to review and make recommendations to the board on where to put their R&D focus. Many of the sponsors of our event today here are a result of the Pharma Development Committee's outreach, and we thank you for your sponsorship today, but also your collaboration with us as we hope to move drugs development in the future. Our honoree, Dr. Jessica Cedarbaum, is a core member of our Pharma Development Committee. Dr. Cedarbaum is also an adjunct professor of neurology and psychiatry at Yale Medical School and is a consultant with Coeruleus Clinical Sciences, his own consulting company. He's, as I said, spent the majority of his career as an executive in the pharma industry, and he's brought all that rich experience to the foundation, in particular, our Pharma Development Committee. He joined us in 2019 and quickly started to change everything for us. In fact, he's made some trips to Israel on our behalf, met with key members of our partners at Hadassah in Jerusalem on understanding the research programs that they were doing. And then in this past year, he recruited personally and found panelists for us and co-chaired with Dr. Kolodny, our highly successful biomarker workshop in June. Jesse has generously volunteered his knowledge and his expansive network of colleagues. And again, many of you today are an outcome of that great, rich network he has. And also, it is my privilege now to introduce Dr. Jesse Cedarbaum, our honoree.
Thank you, Cathy. I'm probably feeling a little bit like I'm the new kid on the block here. As Cathy said, I've been with the foundation only a little over a year now. And I got involved because of an interesting chain of events. A family friend of ours here in New Haven, Connecticut, is a APBD sufferer. And my wife got involved through her with the organization, and she recruited me to try to help out. And then I met Cathy, and she gave me the hard sell that I should join. And I, as she said, felt I had a soulmate and could really contribute to a committee that was being led by such an individual. There's a great need, not just in neurology, but in medicine in general, for us to pay attention to developing treatments for those less common diseases, the ones we call orphan diseases. But they're not orphan if they're part of somebody's family. And APBD, as we unfortunately know, is part of so many people's families and so many people's lives. And APBD for a drug developer also as a genetic disease presents an additional challenge, because unlike genetic diseases that affect people when they're very, very young, APBD, even very uncommonly among genetic diseases, doesn't make itself known until people in the middle of the productive years of their lives and have had children and have raised families. And I hate to say this, but in a lot of ways for the pharmaceutical industry, this is just not a very sexy time of life to be dealing with when you're talking about rare diseases. So there's a big image challenge there. So this is a disease which to a drug developer presents a lot of challenges. And I like challenges. And so it's been a great opportunity to work with the team at APBD, to learn from the patients, from the families, from my colleagues on the PDC, most particularly Ed Kolodny, who's devoted many more years to this endeavor than I have, and to Cathy, who really, really keeps us all going. To me, participation in research is something that is as much or more valuable than dollars. People who live with APBD are the only people who know the experience. Development of treatments and cures is a complex and long undertaking. Believe me when we say we are doing our best, but it's something I know when you have a disease, it's hard to hear that we need to put one foot slowly in front of the other. Because if we take shortcuts, we can make missteps. Got to tell you, the other night, I was out on the ice. I was a little bit too much of a hurry. I slipped and fell and broke my wrist. That makes it harder to make progress in a lot of things I want to do in my life. And I think it's a very apt analogy for drug development. We need to proceed slowly and deliberately, collect all the information as we can, both for the benefit of present victims of APBD as well as for future generations. So please be patient with us. So I don't want to say much more because I can't stand between Jews and their knishes, or even between people who aren't Jewish and knishes, and cocktails most certainly. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your support, for the foundation, for your participation in research.